Medical disclaimer. This video is for informational purposes. It does not replace the medical advice of a trained doctor. Seek medical advice before beginning any treatment plan. Hey, good morning. Welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Well, my pump transmits to my phone, and so far, as you can see, I'm 18.9, 2 arrows going up. Not being able to stop this all the time. But we will figure out a way. We have to. I'm not going to live like this for the rest of my life, that's for sure. Today, I want to talk to you about people being scared of their diabetes treatment. I've told this story, it's been a while now, that one time when I was in the hospital, there was a lady across the hall who would freak out with needles, blood tests, or insulin needles. She would totally freak. And that's going to increase her blood sugars. So you need to deal with your fears. In reality, I've always had, I believe, just two. And that, just because I've had two, doesn't mean you're any less of a diabetic because you're struggling with a whole bunch. There's nothing wrong with being afraid or scared. What is a problem is that you don't deal with it. And when you don't deal with it, you end up just not getting the best control you can. What were my two? Well, first of all, when I was first diagnosed, in the back of my mind, I always knew I would have to do needles. Excuse me, but when it took time for me to pierce the skin, something was blocking me. I could not do it. I was fine once the needle went in, but I couldn't get there. And back then, they only had me on one shot a day. So, hell, I was off that. And then I was, itchy ears. Off for till the next day. Now, when diagnosed, I'm sure that there is more tight control. I was sort of let out from the hospital. I can't remember exact numbers, but pretty well, as long as I was under 12, I was okay. But at that time, the big diabetes control study hadn't been released. So, I took my insulin. That was fine. And, eventually got to the point where I had given myself so many shots that the fear just waned. It sort of went away. Now, that may be the same situation, get rid of this, the same situation for you, or it may not. You may need more help, and that is fine. We have this stigma that is that's better, a sign of weakness when you ask for help. But if anyone gives you any trouble, for asking for help, they don't live with the same conditions you or I feel. And that doesn't mean myself as another T1D will not give you the support you need. Anyone, any diabetic who kids and thinks they're that much higher than you on the diabetes treatment scale, whatever that might be, is full of garbage. Pure and simple. There was something in their treatment history that they were afraid of. So don't feel so bad about it. We need to learn how to conquer our fears. That's it. Whatever it takes. For me, with the shot, it was sorry, doing it over and over, repetition. I still can't say the word, but you practice and you get good at it. The other thing is almost identical but different. It was the first Lancet device that came with my first glucometer. It was like a guillotine. And I couldn't press that button because of the loud click. Now the clicks don't bother me. It's just click and it's in. But I think this one, seeing the needle come down, you put your finger down and go poof. And sometimes it would go poop and come out and jab you again. What's that all about? Again, repetition. Now, the funny thing was, I was able to take a lancet and I was able to just go and pierce the skin and draw blood that way. The lancet device was easy, but as I moved on, they started coming out with new designs for lancet devices, and everything just got that much perfect. Now, if you being scared is inhibiting your treatment, you may need to talk to a social worker. You may need to speak to a psychologist. Talk it out. Find out what the issue is. Don't let it get so compact, because if you don't face your fears, they're just going to multiply. I can remember once I got the needle in, it was like, oh, well, this isn't bad. After 2 or 3 more times, okay. And then I got really quick at it. Boom, boom. It's not the greatest thing. They are so small and so thin nowadays. The insulin needles don't really hurt at all. I've had one instance where the needle broke off my syringe and it was stuck under my skin. It was weird. They found the opening, they put a magnet up, and they pulled it out. I don't know if that's necessarily what they do now. Each person's is different. But I use my needle story to illustrate that your care is vital that you face all you need to do. And there will be something that will set you off and that you're afraid, and let people know. I can tell you who's the biggest wimp here about pain. Yep. I do not like it. I kind of do the pain dance if a needle hurts. But now with my CGM and my insulin pumps, everything's so quick and it's in there, and there's nothing really to be afraid about. I think our fear comes more from not necessarily the fear of what you're doing, it's the fear of not knowing what will happen. Just be aware that if you don't take care of yourself, you will probably start feeling nausea, start feeling sick, because you're not able to get your insulin. Unfortunately, the quickest insulin that's widely used right now is injections or pump. There is the nasal inhaling, which is out there. We don't see too much of it in Canada, but it's out there. Take control of your fears. Ask for help. Your control will benefit immensely. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.